So Saber has, or rather, Tosaka had the same set of clothes. It had 3 sets of the same clothes. That's interesting. I don't own the same 3 shirts. They're all like different brands. Some of them feel like wearing paper. It's just a shirt. Then again, if I had like a suit, which I guess, I do kinda. I have like different kinds of suits, but they're mostly like the same brand. So yeah, I guess that makes sense now that I think about it. Nothing much happens after that, and Saber and Tosaka force me to sleep. Even though I regain consciousness, my body is still badly injured. My arms were cut up by Ryder so badly that I would normally have had to cut them off at my elbows, and my body is filled with cracks and strains from falling from the 3rd floor. I guess they share the opinion that I should sleep and rest for now, even though there are lots of things to think about. But I have to settle things as quickly as possible with Shinji. Shinji activated that boundary field without hesitation. Even I know how dangerous it is to let such a master roam freely. Damn it. This is no time to be sleeping. Emptiness. Like dizziness. Only my mind is back to normal. As soon as I lay down, my body demands sleep as it's still not fully healed. Tomorrow I can't rest like this. Even if my body isn't fully healed, I have to go and find Shinji. Is he gonna get up and go? What? Is he just like hallucinating? Status weapon screens updated. Cool. On the 10th day now, I guess. Wop wop. Before that, let's status. Let's go to status real quick. Got anything new for Saber? Nope. Oh, we got some on Lancer here. Piercing Lance of Death Thorns. Abilities. Some new stuff here, I think. I guess not. I guess it's all... Oh, we wised up to the skill. Battle Continuation 8. A. Does not give up easily. Yeah, that's true. It allows for battles even in the verge of death, and allows the user to stay alive until they receive a clearly fatal blow. It's good to know. Anything on Archer? None. Ryder. Interesting. Noble Phantasm, a barrier of blood. Alright, got all that. Cool design. Master Mato Shinji. Chaotic good. It's good to hear. It's good to hear. Chaotic good. Let's see. Neutral evil assassin. Sasaki Kojiro. Nothing new there. Oh, I think we got something new here? No. What was it? Bazaka. Yeah, nothing new there. We haven't really dealt with him that much. I'm having a bad dream. My injured body wants to sleep deeply, but my mind is still buried in that scene, and I can't fall into a deep sleep. My still injured body is burning, and my mind that cannot mourn enough is still burning too. I might be having a nightmare. As I doze, I see a dream in my unclear mind. How many victims were there? Tosaka said nobody died, but that is only from the outside. Having had their life sucked out by force, there will certainly be after effects. Long-term physical disabilities and mental damage from lack of oxygen. There were even students that had their skin melted. That scar is something that will stay with them for the rest of their lives, even if it heals. Well, unless they get like plastic surgery. My body hurts. My absolutely dead body convulses. It was unfortunate for everyone involved, but you still did well. You were able to stop the disaster in exchange for a wound you would normally die from. So there is nothing to mourn or to be ashamed of. The pain tells me to quietly fall asleep for now. No, I can't decide myself with such a reasoning. It makes no difference to the fact that the disaster occurred while I was there, but I couldn't do anything. I say I saved lives, but at the same time, I couldn't save anybody. If that was just a mistake, if it had never happened, I bet my body and my mind could go to sleep peacefully. I'm pissed off. It's ridiculous for my mind to grumble about such a thing. There are no miracles like that. It's a great insult to want to go back and redo things, just because I think they're inconvenient and disastrous. It's impossible to take something that has already happened and make it so that it didn't. It's impossible, and more importantly, it shouldn't be done. That's why I can't pretend the event didn't happen. There's only one thing I can do. If I hate the scene I still see even now, I should just act to prevent it from ever happening again. Sleep ends here. My body comes later. If my body moves, get up and run. If no one getting hurt is the ideal I aim for, I should do so until the point of my death. I open my eyes. I take a deep breath and draw air into my lungs. Whew. Cold winter air takes away my drowsiness and uneasiness. Habit is a great thing. It's only a bit past 6 o'clock. Maybe my body has healed quite well already as I'm awake at my usual time. Alright. I get up and fold up the futon. During that normal action, a sharp pain runs through my left arm as if there's a crack in my bone. Well, of course, there's no way it would be fully healed already. All that's left is this pain. It's much better than when I got my stomach slashed by Berserker a few days ago. At that time, my body was so weak that the nausea was worse than the pain. I go out into the hallway. The sunlight is gloomy and offers no energy. The weather is very cloudy, like it's going to rain. Hey, it's Saber-san. Shiro, you have awakened. Yeah, I just woke up. You're up early too. You're usually asleep at this time. It's not unusual. Yeah, it's unusual for Saber to be awake before breakfast is ready. Shiro, I am not sleeping because I want to. I think I have told you already that I am sleeping until breakfast to save my magical energy. Well, that's thumbnail material. I wish you would not make it sound like I am always sleeping in. Why? I didn't intend to make it sound like that. I was just wondering if it was okay for you to wake up this early. Oh, I see. So you are saying it is strange for me to wake up early. Saber sounds cranky. Is it just me? It seems Saber is stricter today, or should I say she's unreserved. No, not strange, but I'm wondering if it's alright. It's my fault that you have to sleep a lot, right? I know that, so shouldn't you be sleeping as long as you possibly can? Of course, but that is only when I am on standby. I was sleeping in anticipation of an emergency. I do not think that it is logical for me to sleep in this situation. Why isn't it logical? We're not fighting anyone, nor is anyone attacking us right now. Let's even a better face for a thumbnail. No, I mean, that is... Saber is unclear, as if there's something she doesn't want to say. Oh, well, it's not an emergency right now, so you should sleep until we head out. I'll come and get you when the breakfast is ready, so save your powers until then. I'm going to need your powers all day. I head towards the kitchen. Hold on, Shiro. What? Is there something else? What did you just say you were going to do? I gasp without realizing. Even though she's asking me a question, Saber glares at me as if not letting me answer. Your body should rest first. Reen will prepare breakfast. What you should be doing is resting in your room and healing your body. I will not let you claim you do not understand this fact. Saber, Saber sounds strict because she's concerned about my body. Please return to your room, Shiro. You are the one who needs to sleep. She might be able to read my mind as she glares at me even harder. But still, I can't let Shinji go. No, I won't go back to my room. I'm already well rested, and there's something we have to do. Let's go out into town when we're ready, Saber. We have to find Shinji before the day is over. Why is that? There is no reason to find Rider's master before the day is over. If we are going to fight, we should wait until your wounds have healed. It will not be too late then. That's wrong, Saber. If you're talking about importance, my body comes later. We don't have any time. You should know what Shinji will do. I'm going to separate him from Rider before he puts up another boundary field like that. He won't be able to do anything without a servant. So you are saying you do not want victims like yesterday. You are fighting for that reason, and not to defeat Rider's master. That's not true. I'll have Shinji take responsibility. It's just that we need to defeat Rider for that. And anyway, it's only natural to act to prevent any victims. That's something that comes way before the reason to fight. I see. If my master says so, I will only obey. Look for Shinji. I mean, I don't mind, but you're saying this because you have some chance of winning, right? After breakfast, Tosaka reacts as soon as I declare that I can't let Shinji go. Huh. You mean there's a chance of winning against Shinji? Yeah, I'll warn you, but if you tell me you were going to go after a master without any hope of winning, I'll laugh at you. Damn it. Now that she says that, I've only thought about stopping Shinji and never about how to do so. Whoa, are you serious, Emiya-kun? Sorry, laugh at me if you want. Oh, sorry, but that joke isn't funny at all. If she reacts like that, she'll make me realize how stupid I am. Saber, your master's like this, but what about you? You don't have any objections to fighting Rider? There should be no problem if I am only able to fight against Rider. I have already gauged her ability. I believe Shiro knows as well. He has actually faced Rider himself after all. Oh yeah, so Shiro knows how strong she is as well. Tosaka inquires with her eyes. She must be asking about Rider's strength. Certainly I have a grasp of it. I don't know if it's because I have a contract with this servant or because of my command spell. But even though she's not my servant, if I see her fight, I can put numbers onto her abilities. Rider herself wasn't a superior servant. Rider isn't as strong as Saber. I don't think she'll win, fighting one-on-one, of course. I see. Then you do have a chance of winning. Shinji isn't a magus, so Rider won't receive report from her master. Inevitably, the fight will be a one-on-one with Saber and Rider. Just like Tosaka says, as long as Shinji is her master, Rider has to fight by herself. There should be no disadvantage for Saber. Why that gray face? Are there any other problems? Yeah. Look, Tosaka, even though Rider was concerned by Saber, who is far superior, she was able to escape with Shinji. I think it was Rider's noble phantasm, the arrow of light that trampled through the hallway. A wave of destruction that would have surely disintegrated my body without trace if Saber didn't knock me aside. If that's Rider's secret move, we can't be optimistic even if Rider herself is weak. No more than that. No more than not being optimistic, I feel like we shouldn't even challenge her. So that means Rider is the type whose noble phantasm is superior to her own abilities. So Saber, you should have been able to tell what Rider's noble phantasm was, right? You should have some idea since it was used right in front of you. I am sorry, I was too concentrated on protecting Shiro I was not able to tell what it was. If I had worried about such a thing, we would have been engulfed by it. Engulfed? What is Ryder's noble phantasm? A projectile weapon? It was something close to it. Its classification is close to the magic you use. It could not have been an anti-personal noble phantasm, like my sword or lancer's lance. It's even stranger if it's like my magic. Your magic resistance is godly. No magic in the present day can hurt you. If there is a magic even you have to avoid, that would be... Yes, divine mysteries are nullified by even stronger ones. A divine mystery that can strike through my armor is what you people call sorcery, or a fantastic race with divinity. Sorcery? Are you saying Ryder is a magus? No, I did not feel so much magical energy from her. She is of class Ryder. If there is a magus, it could only be caster. I believe Ryder's noble phantasm is something else. Tosaka gives a relieved sigh. But I don't quite get it. Saber, is your armor that strong? If you say only sorcery can get through it, then that would make Lancer's gay bulk a sorcery as well. Yes, Lancer's gay bulk is certainly a curse close to sorcery, but Reen, could you please explain? Me? Okay, so in short, you are misinterpreting that Saber can only be hurt using sorcery. No, that's not exactly what I meant. I just thought it was amazing if the armor is that strong. Of course it's amazing. Not just Saber, but all the servants are heroic spirits. There's the fact that they're spirits, but they can't be hurt by normal means. That's because servants themselves are divine mysteries. Well, you know what? Have you tried guns? Have you tried guns? That's a magic in of itself. I'm sick of this not using guns. Just pull out a gun and shoot one of them and see what happens. I guarantee you it will hurt them. They'll be like, Did you just shoot me? That hurts! And then they'll give up right there. Because that's how fate works. The only ones that can physically hurt the servants are other servants, heroic spirits like them. So in other words, if a servant was using it, even a paper knife could hurt Saber. Well, then just give, like, Saber a bunch of guns. Like a bazooka. Give her a tank. If she's piloting it, then it could harm one. So I don't see the issue here. So that means Saber's armor isn't that strong against the servant? Yeah, but Saber herself is skilled in combat, so it is pretty much impossible to hurt her in a hand-to-hand combat. The remaining means would be attacking using magic from a distance. But since Saber has unbelievable magic resistance for a knight, she'll repel most of it. Curses like bad luck won't touch her, and direct intervention like shooting an arrow of magical energy is useless. So if one wishes to defeat her, one must fight her head-on. Saber is listening quietly to Tosaka's explanation. She probably is not interpreting because it's all true. Hey, that's cheating. They're attacking with magic because they can't beat her in combat, but if magic is useless against her, what are they supposed to do? That's really unfair. Yup, but that doesn't mean Saber can never be defeated in combat, right? Look! Oh my god! Look at her face! Look at Saber's face! Even though she's, like, kind of, like, ticked off and a little angry, her face is still completely straight. It's great. I love this anime. It's such a good anime. Berserker surpasses Saber in strength, and Lancer has his fatal lance in combat. As we were just saying, Ryder too has a noble phantasm that can even kill Saber, so it doesn't mean Saber is perfect. There are ways for even us to defeat Saber. We just need to use magic that exceeds Saber's magic resistance, or use the weapon she uses and cut her neck while she's asleep. That's dark, Reen. Servants' weapons are in spirit form like them, so they should be able to hurt them. Huh. It's a scary example, but I understand. Hold on, Tosaka. You can't talk like that in front of Saber herself. Look at her. Oh, this is great. I see. Then it must be that Ryder's noble phantasm, she's still like that. It's not especially strong, but that servant went into defense because it was an attack from a servant. She's still like that. Of course not. If Saber concentrated on defense, Ryder herself couldn't do anything to finish Saber. If Ryder herself isn't a superior heroic spirit, the noble phantasm she uses won't be strong either. Isn't that right, Seba-san? Ryder's noble phantasm is unrelated to her ability, right? Probably. I believe it is an automatic weapon that does not rely on Ryder's skill or magical energy, or something that has an effect of noble phantasm itself. Magic or a fantastic race. Either way, the thing released from that magic circle was overwhelming. I do not think any servant would be able to survive it if received a direct blow. Really? How is it level-wise? Putting it your way, I would say about an A+. It's just a speculation, so I cannot be certain. A+. What is that? That's almost that level of sorcery. Huh. I'm surprised the school didn't get blown away if something like that was used. I believe it is not a noble phantasm that simply destroys. Perhaps it is a noble phantasm that has some other use. I see, but that's a problem. According to Saber, it's beyond an A rank, and her immediate attack power might be the strongest of all the servants. Well, it did seem like a noble phantasm superior in both attack and defense, but my noble phantasm is more. Excuse me. Saber comments to Tosaka as she's pondering. Look at that smug look by Saber. So smug. You just like someone photoshopped that and put weed in her mouth? Be hilarious. Smoke weed every day. Give her like a goatee like Snoop Dogg. Saber's getting dank. What is it? Saber Blaze. Blaze 420 with Saber-san. Saber doesn't seem to be enjoying this conversation. Saber, is something Tosaka said worrying you? This is good. I love it. I love these. She looks so dumb. No, that is not correct. Yes, I believe it is inappropriate for a knight to inquire it into who is the strongest. Huh? She's acting suspiciously again. Saber mumbles on as if ashamed of what she said. Oh, well, but weren't you saying something weird earlier? Something about your Lancer's weapons being anti-personnel noble phantasms? Anti-personnel noble phantasm? It means what it says. My invisible air and Lancer's Gaebolg are only weapons to defeat people. No matter how strong the magical energy or curse it wields, it does not go beyond the level of defeating other beings. Well, that is true. Saber's invisible sword is certainly an advantage in battle. That is only in the case of a man versus man. There would be no difference in speed even if you use an invisible sword to chop wood. Lancer's Gaebolg is the same. Even with a cursed lance that will strike the heart, if the opponent is a rock or a house, it is no more than a strong lance. I see. So that is why it's an anti-personnel noble phantasm. And Ryder's noble phantasm is, I would say, it's an anti-army noble phantasm. Come to think of it, I heard from my father that there are noble phantasms specialized against others, and noble phantasms specialized against armies. To put it simply, the anti-personnel noble phantasms are guns with unlimited ammo, and the anti-army noble phantasms are one-time missiles. Rider's Noble Phantasm is powerful, but it's not a continuous Noble Phantasm like Sabasan's sword, which is always invisible. Huh? Hold on. A gun would be no match for a missile. It's true that Saber's invisible sword is an awesome sword, but it'll be blown away before she could swing it against such a ridiculous Noble Phantasm. So in short, if we're going to fight her, you're saying we should defeat Ryder before she uses her Noble Phantasm? I would think so. You'll have no chance of winning if it comes down to the Noble Phantasm. Remember, if you're going to go look for Shinji and Ryder, biggest requirement is to defeat Ryder before she has a chance to use that Noble Phantasm. It'll be to your disadvantage if you let that fight last long. Or you can just defeat Ryder's master while I am fighting. He has no means of fighting, so that might be more certain. That's the conclusion. We don't know about Ryder's Noble Phantasm. And additionally, it is too powerful. As we have no countermeasure, we can only beat her before she has a chance to use it. So whatever the Noble Phantasms of the other servants are, we cannot compete in Noble Phantasms against Ryder. Your advice was helpful, Tosaka. May not seem like a Tosaka, but those twin tails, they don't represent you accurately sometimes. We'll be going to go look for Shinji, but what about you? Will you stay here? Yes. If you say so, we can go look for Shinji as well, but I guess we won't. Ryder isn't our only enemy, and we originally cooperated to fight against Berserker. I have something I need to do as well while you guys are looking for Shinji. Tosaka stands up with a cold smile. See you. I'll be expecting some good results.